All right, so before we get into this, I already filmed this video, but then I went back and I did watch about who Jacob Marley is. So now I'm more up to date. I've actually never seen Scrooge or actually read the books or anything about it. So you're going to hear me talk a lot about not knowing who Jacob Marley is. Now I kind of have an understanding, but again, remember, I review action figures, not stories of the action figures. That's it. Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the Four Horsemen, the Ghost of Jacob Marley. Now, this is the retailer exclusive, so this is not the first one that was released. This is the one that you can pick up at any specialty store, any type of toy store, online distributor that is an actual Four Horsemen retailer. We're going to get into this. I'm excited for it. I did want it, and I did want to wait. And one of the reasons why I wanted to wait, because this one was supposed to be glow in the dark. And unfortunately, it isn't glow in the dark. And to me, it's a huge blunder on the Four Horsemen, because I think a lot of people waited, hoping or expecting a glow in the dark, and it had to do with the paint and everything. But I will say this. Unlike some other companies that won't do something like this, they made a mistake, and they did reach out to all of the retailers, and anyone that did pre-orders said, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, there was a mistake at the plant. They didn't do glow-in-the-dark paint, and if you want a full refund, no charge to you. We're not going to hurt you. We're not going to, demand that you buy it. You can cancel that order. So they did go ahead and they did it, but it is disappointing that we wanted a glow in the dark, and they said they will not be doing a glow in the dark. So this is your chance. Don't hold out for another one. This is what they're going to give you, but we're going to take a look at it. If it's anything like the other Four Horsemen stuff, it's probably going to be absolutely awesome. So anyway, here is the front of it, and you can see the door knocker, and it says the Ghost of Jacob Marley. On the side, it really is leading into glow in the dark, as my daughter said. Oh, this is glow in the dark. I said, no, it was supposed to be. And she's like, well, why does it glow in the dark on the side? It doesn't, although it does look like it does. And on the back, you do have the story of Jacob Marley. I hope I didn't say Bob Marley at all. Anyway, like the rest of these, this is a magnetic cover. So it just kind of pops on. But again, what they do is they give you a backdrop. If you need a backdrop, if you want something on the inside of your display, however you want to do it. Here we have the figure, and it is a very blue, and you could tell it looks like it was meant to be glow in the dark, and it's so disappointing that it's not, especially being what one of the ghosts of Christmas past, I believe. I don't know the whole story of Jacob Marley. I know that these toys are absolutely awesome. He does come with a lot of different stuff, so we're going to get him open, take a look at it, see everything that he does come with. On the side, you can see more ghosts. You have more ghosts here. And then we have the big moonlight, along with different ghosts and different things like that. So anyway, let's get into this, because you've listened to me ramble on too much. I'm not going to continue on about the glow in the dark. I made my point with it, and I think others will too. But they did do you right by not making you buy something that they promised or said that it was going to be, and then it didn't happen. Listen, companies, follow that model. It really goes pretty far when it comes to dealing with your client. But anyway, let's get into this. But before we do, if you like this type of stuff, you like when I do the Four Horsemen stuff, Mythic Legions figure Obscura, which is this is, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop one of these videos. Now let's get to it. All right, so I got this figure open, and God, there is a lot, but there's also a lot of chains, which is going to make it hard to use some of these different pieces that we might be getting. So first off, we get the A Christmas Carol Stave 1 book, and it tells the entire story. Now, you better believe I'm not going to read this, as you guys have heard me obliterate the English language before, so I'm not even going to start. But if you want to know more about him, it does come with that. In the back, where you can't really see, you do have the Scrooge and Marley Counting House, established 1843. So again, there you go. You can kind of look at it. You can pull it out, use it as your backdrop if you wish to. So now let's get into everything. And as we always do, we start off with the accessories before we get to the actual figure. And let's just say there is so much and lots of chains and lots of keys. So let's kind of get our hands out of the way. So we got two open hands. Again, wonderful color, as the Four Horsemen always do. All right. Longer nails with the nice blue paint to it. Same with this one. So, and then we have these two thumb wrestling hands for your left and your right. Nice veins popping through there. The detail on Four Horsemen stuff is always excellent. And I know a lot of people have already gotten this figure, at least the other version. Well, this is the, like I said, the retailer exclusive. And here you have a cup holding hand or whatever you want. Again, this guy is a ghost, so who knows what he's going to be doing. He's clearly a little, supposed to be kind of scary in many, many ways. All right. Where do I start? So, door knockers. Now, first off, we have the open kind of screaming head, which is going to imitate that one there. All right, and the doorbell, or the knocker does go up and down. It does look like it is, what are these? Usually bronze. I mean, this would have been back in the day, the 1800s. So it does look really good. Their detail in it is absolutely amazing. As you can see, he has the same chink, I guess you could say, taken out of his forehead, the big gouge there. And so all in all, it looks really good, open face, but it does kind of give you that bronze looking. Now, on the back here, on both of them, clearly there's something that this can hook onto. I don't know if they make a door that comes with any of their figures, but I will use some sticky tack, and this will definitely be up somewhere. Here we have the other one, which represents this figure. All right, this face sculpt here. Again, it looks really good. He has whatever it is tied around. It almost looks like maybe he has a toothache. I really do not know the story, but the knocker does move up and down. Again, great detail, a great look. Once again, their sculpts are just, they knock them out of the park. All right, so we're going to take the chains and move them out of the way. That is going to be a nightmare at times. So, we do have all these keys, and these aren't all the exact same keys. So you have one which is the regular round handle here. Here's one with the round handle and a different key. Here's a round one with a couple different details. Again, they all look really nice. I'm not sure if they're all different. So I think they got some duplicates. I mean, I think they'd be crazy if they were all different. Nope. So there's some, probably 2 of each or 3 of each would be my guess here. Yeah, so I got at least 2 of these here. Here's a different one. You can see that. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to see how many there are of each. I think there's 3 of each. Again, just so many keys. And then we have a third one right there. So looks like there's probably 3 of each. Yep. But the detail is nice. They're not soft. You're not going to have to worry about them being warped where you have to heat them up to get them straight again. So we looked at this one here. But really good. And who knows? I mean, this is something that, I mean, if you're a G.I. Joe collector, Destro's Castle, there's so many different things that you can use this for. You're collecting AWOC, you know, who knows what their lore is. So many different things, but we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different keys that I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with. Inside of the, yeah, I don't know why I can't think of that. You have this head, all right? And Once again, it has a lock, a nice chain, and these are all nice real plastic chains. All right. It's not just one big piece. They're all different links. And looking at this guy, it looks, I mean, it's a skull, but it almost looks like it was a mask that was put over. Right? So he has this little jaw piece, these little rivets that are painted. They really pop out. Then you have this nice wash over it. But you can look at this guy and tell that he was obviously tortured in probably a pretty heinous way. At least that's what I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know the story. I know someone's going to rip on me, or numerous people will probably rip on me for not knowing the story of Jacob Marley. But I buy figures because I think they look really cool. All right. So we have 3 of these different cases, and we will see how they go on there. But as with everything, you got your nice paint. You can tell they're worn. I love the silver around it. It's just, that's the type of stuff that makes everything pop when you're looking at anything. Here we have the a more bronze type rather than just silver, but they do hit the key there, the keyhole with silver. And then here they do silver again, but on this this darkish blue, I think is what it is. It's more like a midnight blue, I think is what Crayola used to call it. All right. And now everything else is on this, which is awesome, but I'm not sure if it comes off. And I thought that it would be really cool to have all of this off. So in this safe, I knew that I would remember it. The safe door does open, and that is where you'll find this guy's head. So if you are looking for it, if you just got it and you're wondering, hey, where's it at? There it is. All right. So it opens up nice and easy. You can tell that this thing it's been around for quite some time. It's got some nice detail on it. It's something you would have seen way back then. You got your dial. This is what's going to lock it. I would assume this is just an embroiderment. I don't think it says anything on it. Nope. It is on wheels, and the wheels do not spin, but they are painted on there. And then he is chained to it, so he can't just walk away from it. It does have different keys on these chains, and again, all these chains are on different links. All right, but you can tell this is supposed to be a safe that has been around for quite some time, and he would be able to drag it along with all these different keys on the different links. Within the chain, and again, good luck not getting this thing tangled up. Anyone that has daughters knows what it's like to untangle a chain here. So I think it goes this way. This is a harness that we'll try and put on him once we're done. I can only imagine the nightmare that's going to be. So he does have a lock right there. He also has a lock in the back. All these chains, because these are things that he has to drag around with him. All right. And obviously it has different loops, so I think you can attach more to them. They have a lot of different chains. I know I got a couple different things that he can be used with it. I think at least something that goes on their leg. I'm looking at a different Mythic Legion. Sorry, I kind of got distracted there. But again, this is a soft rubber, nice and pliable, with awesome paint, and the wear on it, like with everything when it comes to Mythic Legions or Four Horsemen, I always get that mixed up there. It looks awesome. The rivets on it, just that little bit of paint on those rivets go so far with figures. All right. So quickly going through all of these chains once again. I got one already. It's hard to tell if they're like getting mixed up. So all these different keys, and you come to the different books that he has. So we have this one book here. All right. It's got a nice little outline to it, and it's got what would be a metal. This is probably some sort of like leather cover to it, and it is chained to him. We'll have the second book. All right. Once again, this is also chained to him. Now, we did see these books and another figure that we have, but they have a big hole in it, and I was told that that has to do with this here. So I wonder if this does come off. These do move, so okay. So the books do come off, which is nice because you might want to use the books for something else, and they're on the back side. So there you have it. It has that nice little belt that holds it together, and the paint looks sweet on it. Probably didn't use the word sweet back then. Same with this one. It comes off. All right. And then there should be a third. Is there a third book? Oh, there's only 2 books. All right. Then we have the handles. I'm sorry, the lids for each and every single one of these. And when these pop on, they do stay on. So that's good. So we can hopefully put some keys in there. Oof. I'd be scared to put the keys in there and move this thing around too much because they might just fall off. But the lids, as you can see, are obviously beat up to the same as this safe that's right here. All these things are just wrapped around. Then we have the brown lid, and all the lids are different. So I would assume that these are either have come with other figures, or they'll be coming soon with some sort of figure where you don't have this, and you can just kind of walk around with it. But these do close. Again, wonderful detail, as always, when it comes to the Four Horsemen and what they sculpt. And this one is just a flat one. Again, you're able to hold everything in there, so I would assume that's where I'm going to be putting most of my keys. Now I wonder if this thing comes off. I really wish that this thing came off. I wish they would have made a clasp so I could pull this off. Because I would like this just to be by itself. And I really don't want to cut this off because, well, that would ruin everything. So I guess we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with that. Now let's get to this figure, which is what you guys have probably been waiting for. Not all of that stuff. So here he is. Now, please tell me why he has this bandage or whatever it is around his head. I don't know the story. I feel like I'm going to have to watch something or read, but it almost looks like he had a toothache. But you can see that there's damage to his forehead. It's probably what killed him. He has these blank eyes because he is a ghost. And the detail on him, as always, when it comes to the Four Horsemen, is awesome. So this is all nice and white. It is pliable. He has his old style scarf. And then his hair looks really good, even all in blue. And once again, I think that has to do with the fact that it was supposed to be a glow in the dark. We have some nice buttons here. And the nice belt buckle, and as you can see, that paint looks really good as always. Like I said, they just don't really mess. I gotta stop saying as always, right? Isn't that one of the things I was told I say way too much? Buttons here. Now, I actually thought this was cloth at first. The texture on it makes it look like it is cloth, and it is absolutely awesome. They do just a wonderful job. So here we are with some more, and all of this really, again, when it kind of looks, when it's far back, it's pliable enough that he's able to move. Get down to the boots, and I like the fact that they made the top of the boots, which is probably going to be some sort of fur lining, is what I would assume. I might be wrong. Actually, that kind of looks like it'd be some sort of leather. But they did 2 different textures, which is good. It really breaks up the figure. So when you're looking at it here, you can tell that this isn't just all one color. It breaks up the texture. It looks great. All right. As for his articulation, he can not look up. He can look down that far. Now, I have not heated this figure up. I know Four Horsemen do tell you to, so I will take my time. And if we feel we need to, there's his T-pose. His arm does spin. He gets like a 90 degree, again. If you are wondering, Mythic Legions, Four Horsemen, yes, stop saying Mythic Legions. Four Horsemen, these are figure Obscuras. They do not use double jointed elbows, so their articulation is limited. But what you are really paying for is the paint, the sculpt, and the accessories. So here's his hands. They turn, they go in, out. He does have a nice diaphragm cut, I guess you could say. So he does move down pretty nicely. He can move up. Just too bad that he can't really look up, but he has all this stuff causing a problem. There is his Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is really good. He can kick straight up. His knees go 90 degrees. And this figure is actually really smooth. You just have a nice boot cut and your ankle rockers. Now, if you don't know anything about the Four Horsemen and what they do, their stuff is meant to be modular. So you are meant to where you can just pop everything off, swap things with the figures, and you don't have an issue. So we'll pop off his head. Now his neck does come off. I think we can also remove this piece if we wanted. I know you can, because the neck actually does come off. So if you wanted to move the scarf, you can. I don't want to take it off. But if you heat this up, you can pop off the neck. That way you can swap it for a different figure if it has a different color, and you don't have to worry about it not matching. That is one thing that the Four Horsemen have tried to do, from my understanding, is try and make it so you can swap things out and make it interchangeable with everything that's been going on with their line and their figures, all right? So here's how he looks with the screaming head. Now I guess the question is, does this thing really go on him? I don't see why it wouldn't, why you wouldn't want this on him. So my question is, we have to pop the arms off, which I think is supposed to be fairly easy, but I feel like I'm going to break it. We can take all of this off. Like so. So now he no longer has the suit on. I don't know if you need this. This is supposed to go on with it. But I think you're really supposed to take the arms off. And I've never popped one off. It comes off nice and easy. Just take your time. Heat the figure up if you feel the need to. All right. These are expensive. These are not cheap. This one here, I'm kind of feeling like maybe this side I need to go ahead and heat it up so I don't break it. So, but we might be able to. Nope, I don't think that's going to fit on there. So let me go heat this up so we can get this on here, see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I got this off. This is supposed to, I did look it up. And again, I know people are probably yelling at me that I don't know the story of Jacob Marley. And I do apologize if that bothers you. But again, remember, I review action figures. And there's certain things that I may not know, realize, or care to know. All right. So let's see if I can get this thing on here. Wow. There's like so much. So he is supposed to have this on. So I kind of throw this on here. Now I did heat this up in hot water. Do not use boiling water. All right, just use hot water. Hot tap water, boiling water is not good for your action figures. All right. Please be on the right hand. All right. And it did take a little bit of force, so be very careful when doing that. There are some people that use a hair dryer. I personally like to use hot water, only because it evenly heats everything up properly, or the same, not properly, but the same. So here he is. We'll kind of throw this head on him, and we can see how he is. And now he is stuck with all of this stuff chained to him. Including this big giant safe. along with all these keys. And he's going to have a lot of fun walking and a lot of fun dragging the stuff around. Pop the hands off. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, but it... Alright. So with all this hand on him, thank you guys all for sticking around. Please, if you're liking this, please take a second and hit that like button while you're watching me fumble around. And if you're wondering why I do things like this, I like to kind of show everyone exactly what you're going to get right out of the box, what you're going to have to deal with, and what you're going to have to do. I know a lot of people haven't gotten involved in the Four Horsemen stuff. And maybe this is their first foray. A lot of people that, well, they watch me for G.I. Joe content, and maybe this is the first time they're seeing something different that they are interested in, but they're not sure what to, if they should invest in it. All right. So, man, this one definitely does seem a little bit tighter than some of the other figures of theirs that I've had. So, there you go. As you can see, he can walk around carrying these different chains. Or you can take it off and you don't need to worry about it. All right. But again, a wonderful looking figure. Great timing for Christmas. If you're looking for Christmas action figures that you want to put with everything. Good job, guys. So there he is. Now I need to go find the story and see exactly what this guy is about, because now I'm a little bit now I'm more interested in what his actual story is. So there you go. Jacob Marley, not Bob Marley, not Ziggy Marley. I can actually like this Marley. Let's wrap it up. Alright, so there you go. That is the Four Horsemen figure Obscura Jacob Marley. This is the retailer exclusive. This is available at all your fine retailers that sell it. You can pick this up over at Sergeant Red's. You can pick this up at Hella Dope Toys, where if you were to use my discount code APWT, you'll get 10% off your entire order when you're going there. Again, I know people will be mad that I don't know the lore. I don't know anything about this. I buy action figures for the action figures and how they look. I review action figures for how they articulate, how they look, not so much the lore. And I know that bothers some people, but there are other fine reviewers that you can go and check out that will explain all that to you. But anyway, if you are into this, if you're enjoying it, please go ahead, jump on it, pick it up before it's too late. It is Christmas time. I believe there's a lot of individuals that like this type of stuff. Go out and get it. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Before I do, please take a second. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a figure Obscura, a Four Horsemen, a Mythic Legions video. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you, but please don't go anywhere. Up here is I'm going to drop a review to one of the Four Horsemen videos that I've done, and here will be a playlist of all the Four Horsemen stuff that I reviewed. Take care.